the most exciting parts of turning 18 is finally being able to qualify for a credit card, right? Yeah, not for me. My parents basically forced me to get a credit card because they knew that I needed to start building my credit as soon as possible to get the things that I would need later on in life, like buying my first car on my own, or even later than that, qualifying for certain types of jobs because you need good credit for certain jobs. And in the event that I decided to rent or buy a house later down the line, I would need good credit for that, right? So it's my first year of college. I'm already terrified because I'm like, I have so many classes. This ish is hard, and I don't want to have to deal with paying somebody back money that I don't have, right? Yeah, no. So I lost that fight with my parents and ended up getting a credit card at 18. Would you believe that I did not make my first purchase on that credit card until I turned 19? That thing was locked in a drawer in my dorm for a whole year because I was terrified of using my credit card. And so today we're going to talk about 5 ways to use your credit card a little smarter because what I did was not super smart. So I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome to the hustling section of Hustling and Healing. Going on, beautiful people, and welcome to Hustling and Healing. It is Monday, which means it's Mo Money Monday. Brr, 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 brr. It's Mo Money Monday, and today we're going to talk about credit cards. If you couldn't tell from the little memory that I had playing before this video started, that's what we're going to talk about today. Specifically, we're going to talk about 5 tips that you can use to be a more responsible credit card user. So, credit cards are great because credit is king in the US. And how do you build up your credit? One good way of doing that is using a credit card. So, I really thought it was important to really break down credit and how to use credit cards more responsibly so that you too can have good credit. I have had my credit card for about 5 going on 6 years, and I just broke into the 700 club. What? And I'm not saying this to brag or anything like that, but I am saying that I have utilized all of these tips and it has done nothing but help me put my credit up. And this is coming from someone who has had 2 student loans. I'm currently paying for a car, and I'm still managed to keep my credit high. So I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can utilize to make sure that you can get that credit score up and you can start really maximizing the opportunities that comes along with a good credit score. So without further ado, number 1 is going to be always make sure that you have 30% or less of a balance of your total credit limit. What does that mean, Bree? Example, if your total credit limit is $2,000, you want to make sure that your balance never exceeds $600 because $600 is 30% of $2,000. And why do I say that? Because once you start getting above that $600 at 30%, your APR starts kicking in and that interest really impacts you and it really roughs up your credit score because now you're paying interest plus the money you owe, and then you're out of more money and your credit score is still tanking, and that's not good. So 30% or less. Some people will tell you want to make sure it's 20% or less. Some people will tell you 30% is a little conservative and you can go a little further. But 30% is my rule of thumb and it's worked well for me. Number 2 is always, always, always make your payments on time. Don't be late. I personally have a reminder in my phone 3 days early to let me know that it's time to pay my credit card. And I do that because I want to make sure that I can avoid processing times in the event that the money for some reason gets refunded back to my account. I want to make sure that I can pay that on time because it only takes one late payment to tank your credit score. X amount of points. And you don't want that because it's harder to dig yourself out of bad credit than it is to miraculously achieve good credit. So you want to make sure you're paying on time. Even if it's just the minimum balance, pay it on time. Which brings us to number 3. Always make sure that you pay at least the minimum due on time. And I say that because when you can make consistent payments, it's showing the bank that you have means of paying the loan back in whoever else and whatever factors are affecting your credit score, it's not going to weigh as much. So you will be able to, in turn, raise your credit score slowly, even if you do have a lot of things going against your credit, like a student loan, a car payment, or anything along those lines, a house payment, anything along those lines, because it's showing that you're able to pay at least some of it back. You're being a responsible loan or lender, and you're able to pay some of it back. So when you're able to pay some of it back, even if it's the minimum, it only helps your credit score, or it will stop it from going down, which is what we want. Because even if it's no movement, at least it's not going down. So that's number 3. Always make sure you pay at least the minimum balance. Number 4, this is my golden rule. And it's hard because in this pandemic, in these quarantine times, it's real easy to pull up Amazon.com. It's real easy to go shopping, I don't know, on Fashion Nova or Boohoo or any of the other big brands that you're interested in, Gucci, I don't know. But if you cannot pay it off in 30 days, that's right, 30 days, chances are you probably can't afford it. And that's something I take to heart because it's real easy. I have a pretty decent credit limit and a lot of things I want fall under that credit limit. With that being said, I cannot pay off something that's only $2,000 or $1,000 less than my credit limit within 30 days. I can't do that, which tells me that it is above my means and I cannot afford it. You need to follow a rule similar because it's very easy to rack up that credit card because you're like, oh, it's okay. I don't have to pay it now. It's not my money. Exactly. It's not your money. You are borrowing. So you want to be a responsible borrower, not a lender. Forget that. Let me correct that. You want to be a responsible borrower and make sure that you can pay it back. At least pay back the minimum, because if you don't pay the minimum, you're going to be paying them back for years. And you don't want that. You don't want to be in debt to someone else for literal years. Even though if you're a student, you got student loans, you know what that's like. Besides the point. You want to make sure that you can pay it off in 30 days because that is a good practice to have, because if you can pay it off, that means you don't have to worry about it anymore. So if you can't pay it off in 30 days, chances are you probably can't afford it. So keep that in mind whenever you're racking up that cart and you got $600 worth of clothes in that cart, because why not? You're not going outside anytime soon, sis. Not unless you're going to the mailbox, which you don't need to be cute for. So save that money, start moving it into savings, moving it to pay other bills, and don't use it to buy your 9,000 pair of bell-bottom jeans or skinny jeans. I don't know what you're into. You don't need to buy more of it. Point blank, period. And last one, number 5, is utilize your credit card's portals for extra rewards or extra points back or cash back. A lot of credit cards will have their own portal for shopping and to pay bills and things like that, and you'll get almost double, if not more, of the rewards of the points back by just using that portal. So I know personally, I have a Citi card personally, and I have a Wells Fargo card. I have 2 credit cards, and those 2 both have their own portals. So I can always just use that portal to find things that I would otherwise just go to the website for. If you can do it through the portal, you'll get more money back. And I like money. I like free money. Free money is dope. And I feel like a lot of people like free money. So if you will even just take that extra 2 seconds of typing in your credit card's portal and shopping through there, who knows how many points you can get back. One of my credit cards is linked to a large airline. So I get miles back for literally shopping. And I love shopping. Shopping's dope. Shoes are literally the best thing in the world for me. It's so unfortunate that you can't see my shoes whenever I do these videos. But I get extra points, extra benefits from spending the same amount of money that I was going to anyway. So why won't you do that? Why won't you utilize that? I know with Wells Fargo, you get cash back, which is great, that you can then use to pay off your credit card. Or you can then use to get yourself something special. But what I'm saying, and taking too long to say, is that when you utilize these portals, you get extra benefits for purchases you are going to make anyway. So why not do it? So that's it for this video, the 5 tips to more responsible credit card usage. And this is the hustling aspect of this section because it's Monday, which means it's Mo Money Monday. If you enjoyed that video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you want to let me know anything, drop it in the comments. If you liked it, drop it in the comments. If you didn't like it, Drop it in the comments. If you have more questions, where does it go? In the comments. So if you're interested and want to follow me on other forms of social media, I am on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and of course YouTube, which I'm sure you're watching this video on. Otherwise, I do post 3 times a week. I do Mondays, which is the hustling aspect of this channel. Mo Money Mondays, which is what you're currently watching. I do Wednesdays, which is Wellness Wednesdays, which is the hustling aspect and the healing aspect combined for wellness, which focuses on physical well-being and health literacy. And the final one is on Sundays, which is Self-Love Sundays, and it's all about the healing aspect of the channel, radical self-love, self-acceptance, and things along those lines. So I do post 3 times a week. You will see the content calendar playing. And if you're interested, go ahead and check back in. Be sure to hit that bell down there because it'll let you know whenever I post a new video. So I really appreciate you all, even if you just found this in a wormhole that you were doing on YouTube. I appreciate it. I appreciate all my viewers, all of my subscribers. Thank you truly from the bottom of my heart. So my name is Bree. Again, thank you so much for tuning into Hustling and Healing. And I will see you on a Wednesday for Wellness Wednesdays. Have a great Monday, all. Bye.